You might think E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial is just a sweet story about a lonely boy and a squishy alien with a glowing finger. But beneath the feel-good surface lies a treasure trove of strange, emotional, and downright bizarre behind-the-scenes secrets. Get ready for 20 weird facts that will change the way you watch this 80s masterpiece forever. Number 1. E.T.'s face was a mashup of Einstein, a poet, and a pug. Spielberg wanted E.T. to be wise but innocent, otherworldly but relatable, so the design team used an odd combo of inspirations: Albert Einstein's eyes, the wrinkled face of poet Carl Sandburg, and the squashed features of a pug dog. They even studied newborn babies and old men to get the perfect blend of ancient and adorable. The result? A face that feels both alien and oddly comforting. Number 2. Harrison Ford was in the movie, but got cut. Harrison Ford, who was dating the film's screenwriter Melissa Matheson at the time, filmed a scene as Elliot's school principal. In it, he scolds Elliot for his strange behavior after meeting E.T. Spielberg later decided Ford's presence was too distracting for such a personal story and cut the scene entirely. It remains one of Hollywood's most famous deleted cameos.
I don't know.
You say you don't know why you did these things.
Number 3. E.T.'s voice came from a chain-smoking grandma. E.T.'s haunting, gravelly voice was performed by Pat Welsh, a 67-year-old woman who smoked 2 packs of cigarettes a day. Sound designer Ben Burt added layers of sound, including raccoons, sea otters, and burps from his college roommate to craft the final alien speech.
I'll be right here.
It took over 16 different voice elements to bring E.T. to life. Number 4. Spielberg filmed the movie in chronological order. To help the child actors, especially Henry Thomas, Elliot, Spielberg insisted the film be shot in the same order as the story. This is almost never done in Hollywood. The result? The actors' emotional performances feel real, especially during the film's tearful goodbye scene, when many of the kids cried genuinely because they thought it really was the end. Number 5. It was originally a horror movie called Night Skies. Before E.T., Spielberg was working on a horror film called Night Skies, based on a real-life Kentucky incident where a family claimed to be attacked by aliens. One of the aliens in that script was kind and befriended a boy. Spielberg scrapped the horror and focused on the friendly alien idea instead, and E.T. was born. Number 6. The government's guns sparked a controversy. In the original 1982 version, government agents chasing Elliot and his friends were holding rifles. For the 2002 re-release, Spielberg digitally replaced the guns with walkie-talkies. After public criticism, fans were upset, calling it censorship. In 2011, Spielberg admitted the change was a mistake and restored the original scenes. Number 7. Drew Barrymore thought E.T. was actually alive. At just 6 years old, Drew Barrymore was so convinced E.T. was real that she would talk to him between takes and bring him snacks. Spielberg loved her genuine reaction so much that he added more scenes of her interacting with the alien. Her performance added a lot of charm and authenticity to the film. Number 8. E.T.'s heartbeat was made with Jell-O. Sound designers created E.T.'s signature heartbeat by placing jelly inside a plastic bag and gently squeezing it near a microphone. The squelchy sound, mixed with a soft thump, gave E.T. a living, breathing presence that added emotional depth, especially during tense or heartwarming scenes. Number 9. NASA wasn't happy with the film. NASA formally expressed concern over the depiction of government agencies in the movie, particularly the scene where they storm Elliot's house in hazmat suits. They felt it painted the space program and scientific institutions in a negative light. Spielberg later said the criticism surprised him, as his goal was to portray fear from a child's point of view. Number 10. 3 different people played E.T. E.T.'s physical movements were created by a team of puppeteers and 3 performers: 2 little people and a 12-year-old boy born without legs. The boy could walk on his hands inside the suit, giving E.T. his now iconic waddling walk. Advanced animatronics controlled the facial expressions, blinking and glowing finger. Number 11. Reese's Pieces wasn't the first choice. Spielberg originally wanted M&Ms for the candy trail that lures E.T., but Mars Inc. turned him down. Hershey's agreed to feature Reese's Pieces, and sales of the candy shot up 65% after the film's release. It became a groundbreaking example of product placement in movies. Number 12. E.T. was almost too talkative. Early drafts of the script had E.T. speaking in full sentences, almost like Yoda meets an alien Shakespeare. Spielberg eventually decided that less was more and scaled it back to simple phrases like "E.T. phone home," which ended up being far more iconic.
You want to call somebody?
Number 13. Michael Jackson released an E.T. storybook album. In 1982, Michael Jackson recorded a storybook album titled E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial, narrating the story and singing original songs. It won a Grammy for Best Recording for Children, but was pulled from shelves early due to a legal dispute with Epic Records over his Thriller release. Number 14. Spielberg kept the original E.T. puppet. The original animatronic E.T. puppet was so lifelike that Spielberg kept it in his office for decades. Visitors often reported being startled when its eyes moved or it blinked unexpectedly. It was a constant reminder of one of his most beloved films. Number 15. E.T. is canon in the Star Wars universe. In Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, a group of alien senators resembling E.T. can be seen in the Galactic Senate. This playful Easter egg was George Lucas's way of confirming that E.T.'s species exists in the Star Wars universe. So yes, E.T. might have visited Earth using the Force. Number 16. The flying bike scene was all practical effects. That legendary bike ride across the moon? It wasn't CGI. Instead, it used blue screen technology, wire rigs, and a massive fan to simulate motion. The moon was a matte painting. It became one of the most iconic images in film history and eventually inspired Amblin Entertainment's logo. Number 17. Spielberg cried watching the first cut. After seeing the first rough cut of the film, Spielberg reportedly cried, not from stress, but because he was overwhelmed by the emotional power of the story. He later said it was one of the few times he truly realized the emotional depth a family film could reach. Number 18. The glowing finger was a tech nightmare. That magical glowing fingertip was powered by tiny battery packs and hidden wires. The crew struggled with malfunctions, especially during rainy scenes, but the visual was so essential to E.T.'s identity that they persevered. Today, it's one of the most recognizable images in pop culture. Number 19. There was a sequel script, and it was terrifying. Spielberg and Matheson briefly outlined a sequel called E.T. 2: Nocturnal Fears, where Elliot and his friends are kidnapped by evil aliens. It was way darker and involved E.T. returning to rescue them. Spielberg ultimately shelved it, believing the original was perfect as is. Number 20. E.T. beat Yoda, Spock, and Alf in popularity. In multiple polls over the years, E.T. has consistently ranked as the most beloved alien in film history. His gentle nature, empathy, and universal message of love and acceptance made him a global icon. Even now, he still wins hearts over Yoda, Spock, and Alf. 20 strange, silly, and downright surprising facts about E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial. Which one blew your mind the most? Make sure to subscribe for more motion secrets. See you all next time.